Hey everybody, I'm Renee, a designer with the Quilted Cow. Today we're going to be working on rope bowls. We're going to make two of them. The pattern makes two. And before we get started, I would like to thank our sponsors, Husqvarna Viking, Wilmington Prints, and Creative Grids. Let's get started. So with our rope bowls, it's on a Heifer series, which is the postcard patterns. You can find all of them at thequiltedcow.com. These little bowls are so handy. You make it from rope and you can make it natural with the rope, or you can use strips. It's so easy to make. The hardest part is getting that curve exactly the way you want it. So to start out, you're going to take little strips. I recommend no longer than 18 inches because when you go to wrap it around the bowl, it wants to get tangled up. But you can make them as long or as short as you want. Definitely use fabric glue stick or Roxanne base stick glue. For this particular project, I prefer using the fabric stick. So we're going to get started, and I'm going to show you how to start your rope. So you want to take a piece of your fabric, take your fabric stick, put you a good amount on it, and then about a ½ inch away, just press your rope down and fold that over. And give it a good press, and that's how it's going to look. And then I'm going to put some glue on each side and just roll those in. It's okay if you have a few bulks, and this is a raw edge sew, so it doesn't matter if it has a little frays. You can trim that up later, and to be honest, for me, it's what gives the bowl character. And then to wrap it, to start wrapping it, you want to move it diagonal, just like that. And you're going to keep rolling it diagonal and wrapping it around. And you can get a pretty good amount wrapped as you go. Now I find when I get to about this part right here, I put a clip in it, and that acts as your third hand. It'll hold it for you. So I find it's easier once you get to the sewing machine to start adding the fabric while the needle is in a down position to hold it for you, which I will show you that. But for now, to start, we are going to take the top and we're going to roll it. You can roll it as big as you want. If you want an oblong, you can start it with a big, or you can go small. Take it to your machine. You're going to leave it intact on your rope, but I just wanted to show you this. When you get it to your machine, and you're going to sew an X, and just pretend this has a long rope tail still on it. And then once you get it to that X point, you want to put it back up under your needle to where when you start rolling this and sewing with a zigzag, it grows to the left. So you want your tail to the right so that as you're rolling it and coiling it, it grows to the left. So that when we go to tilt it up, it's not going to hit the side of your machine. So you start it as a zigzag. I have one here because this is the easy part. I just kept zigzagging and rolling it and zigzagging and rolling it as I went. To add to it, if you get to the end of your strip on the wrong side, put you some more glue down, grab your strip as long as you want it or as short as you want it, and you're going to put it right side down and press it. And there you go. I just extended it. If you're ready for another color, let's say, ooh, I messed up. It gives you a little bit before you, your fabric glue holds real tight. So I could change my fabric at that time. And that's how you get your different look. So now we are coiled. We know how to put on. And now when you get to, for your small basket, this size right here, you want to get it to about 3.5 inches in diameter. On your large one, I think it's about a 4-inch. And how you get your ball has to do with how you turn it, the pivot once you get to it. I'm going to show you some different ways. This one, they did not pivot a lot, so it kind of gives it more of a flange out. If they would have like pivoted a lot, it would have gave more up on the sides. So when you get to your 3.5 and you're at your machine, I'm going to show you because we're growing here. You're going to tilt. And if you tilt it a lot, you're going to have a shorter, more up ball. If you tilt it a little bit, or, if you keep it flat, you're going to have a big old coaster. So if you want to make a coaster, just leave it flat. But when you turn it and pivot it in, you want to make sure, look on the back here. When I'm bringing that up, see how it's no longer just on top of one another? It's now going to go this way. So I'm going to bring the sewing machine around and sew this way with it on the very edge. And I'm just going to keep going like that. And if you use a universal foot, here, let me take this foot off real quick. I want to show you. So here's my universal foot that's going to allow me to do my zigzag. See the little red mark on this one? When I put this on my machine, I want to make sure that red mark is going right there in my stitch in the ditch. Right there, where the two ropes come together. I'm going to make sure that red mark stays there. And as it zigzags, it's catching both ends. I went ahead and did a lot of this one to wrap it to save some time, because to me, the most time-consuming part is the wrapping. So when you give it a start, go ahead and give it a couple back stitches, and you can always start and stop whenever you want. Okay, this is where I'm going to start pulling up on it and tilting my bowl. Now I'm going to show you how to end it. This is just a little tiny bowl today for demonstration purposes. So we can either just stop it like this, or we can do a coil. If you want to do a coil, then go ahead and get a pin or clip. I'm going to hold that right there for me. Right where you finish sewing, put that clip. And then remember how we coiled it in the beginning for our X? We're going to do the same thing. When you see how big you want it, then go ahead and clip that end, because you're not going to be able to see it. Well, I don't want to clip this one because I want to be able to show you it the other way too. But that's how you're going to do it. You're going to clip it there, and then you're going to recoil it and then do your X, or you can zigzag all around it, whichever you prefer. Now, if you're not going to coil it, I typically make it extra long, a little longer than you know, because this is going to finish it about right there. But we want to get this in. Do you remember in the beginning how we wrapped the end? We're going to do it the same way. So I'm going to take my fabric glue, wrap it all around tight. And then I will zigzag it all the way to the end. Get this as flat as I can. And there you go. I ended it. So you would just now just go back, you know, if you have a lot of frays, you know, trim all that up, make it look nice. If you have any gaps or puckers, like right there, I missed a big spot, but that's okay because then I can just go back, zigzag right in there. And that's our rope bowl. This is a super cute little one. You can put pins in it. You can, look at this rope bowl. Is that not just super cute? But leave it right by your machine. I love my little rope bowls. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. You can find our Helpful Helper series along with the rope bowl at thequiltedcow.com. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel so you can find other videos, and thanks for watching.
Okay, you wicked cool quilters, good job. You made it to the end. We would like to thank our sponsors, Husqvarna Viking Sewing Machines, Creative Grids, rulers, rotary cutters, and mats, and Wilmington Prints for the beautiful fabrics. Thanks for watching.